Schedule a free home evaluation.
Live on NBC 12, this is News Watch 12 at 5.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Jukic. Tracking down missing people or locating criminals can be challenging, especially without the right equipment. And new technology is coming to the Eagle River Police Department to make that process a little bit easier. The department received an $1,800 grant through the Wisconsin Public Service Foundation. The grant will be going towards a new drone to increase the safety of the officers as well as the public. The grant program benefits communities throughout north central and northeast Wisconsin.
By helping those men and women who dedicate themselves day in and day out to improving public safety, giving them the tools or the training that they need to be able to continue to do that, continue to improve public safety.
The grant program is donating $80,000 in total this year to help finance departments with tools and equipment.
We understand that for our first responder agencies, they may face financial challenges with affording all of the different equipment that they need, because there are a number of different pieces of equipment that they need to be able to have to perform their jobs and to continue to enhance safety in the communities.
The grant program has now awarded $500,000 to local first responders through the 10 years it's been active. Conrad, it was a cold start to the day.
It was. We didn't see any 30s, but we did see 30s Saturday night into Sunday, so it was definitely a bit chilly, but we rebounded very nicely. We're in the 70s right now. Look at this. Really, really cool start to the day. 40s all over the area, right? It feels like we're back into fall. Fall is around the corner, but not quite yet. Did see a couple of 30s Saturday night into the morning hours on Sunday, but look at this. Beautiful conditions, nice rebound in temperatures. We were at 77 earlier in town, some mid-70s up in Eagle River, Land O'Lakes area, of course, into beautiful UP, down into Wausau and into Stevens Point. Even a couple of 80s were showing up there. Green Bay was looking nice as well, some upper 70s all over the area. Did see a mixture of clouds and sun, and now we got those mean-looking clouds, right? Those darker clouds. That does indicate some more moisture inside of those clouds, and some rain is knocking on our door. It's just a few hours away. Dew points are at a comfortable level. West of town, though, that's where dew points are a little higher up, and it feels a bit more sticky, kind of like getting off the plane off in Mexico. It just hits you, that really mild and definitely sticky air. Tonight, folks, we're looking at some rain showers, even a couple of thunderstorms. Temperatures around 57 degrees. Jessica?
A former treasurer for the Eagle River Recreation Association has been charged with embezzling from the organization. 53-year-old Anthony Brown is estimated to have stolen just under $72,000 between 2015 and 2022. Brown was the only person with access to both of the debit cards used by the association to make purchases for the Eagle River Ice Arena. According to the criminal complaint, it was discovered in the bank statement that Brown had allegedly made several purchases not related to business activities. These include several at local bars and grocery stores, as well as purchases in Alabama and at Lambeau Field. Brown is currently out of Vilas County Jail on a $5,000 bond. He faces up to 10 years in prison and or a $25,000 fine if found guilty. Authorities investigated reports of gunfire in the township of Harrison over the weekend. The Lincoln County dispatcher received calls at around 11:30 a.m. Sunday saying that vehicle windows had been shot out. An elderly female called dispatch saying that her back window of her vehicle had also been shot out. A 17-year-old also called saying that he could hear things hitting his vehicle. Deputies responded to the area of County Road D and County Road B to investigate. They executed a search warrant in the area and were unable to find any suspect. No injuries were reported. Former President Donald Trump now knows his arraignment and trial dates for the Georgia election interference case. Court documents show he and 18 co-defendants will be arraigned in Fulton County on September 6th. Trump is slated to go first, with the others following in 15-minute increments. The former president is expected to plead not guilty, though it's unclear if he will do so in person. As for his federal trial on election interference, the district judge is scheduled to start on March 4th of next year. She says she'll take into account Trump's other criminal proceedings, but not his personal or professional schedule. Another circus is saying goodbye to live elephants and performances. Circus World in Wisconsin is mainly a museum, but it also puts on its own circus for visitors. Yesterday was the last performance for elephants Viola and Kelly. Elephants have been performing at Circus World in Baraboo since 1888.
The Ringlings used to take their herd of elephants for a walk around town multiple times a day. And so many Baraboo residents have fond stories of the elephants stealing laundry off of their lines or picking their prize petunias out of the front lawn.
Most major circuses in the U.S. have already taken elephants out of their performances due to animal welfare concerns. The elephants from the Baraboo Circus World will be transferred to a sanctuary in Oklahoma. A study looking at CTE found it might be more prevalent than previously believed, especially in amateur athletes. Boston University's CTE Center analyzed 152 donated brains from athletes under the age of 30 at the time of their death. 63 had developed early signs of CTE or chronic trauma encephalopathy, the brain injury associated with the multiple concussions. Unlike past studies, most of these athletes were amateurs on youth, high school, or college teams. The authors found that the youngest person diagnosed with CTE was a 17-year-old football player. They also diagnosed the first female, a 28-year-old collegiate soccer player. One local organization knows there's always more below the surface. The Wild Rivers Invasive Species Coalition washes boats for free to protect the Northwoods ecosystem. Isabella Lisco spoke with a program coordinator at Lake Mintonga in Crandon about the downstream effects of our water sports. Isabella?
Hi, Jessica. This organization is literally putting invasive species in hot water. They've been power washing boats for free for over 10 years and cover 5 counties total, 2 in Michigan and 3 in Wisconsin.
Honestly, it's a lot of long days kind of wrenching these plants out of the ground in a swamp.
Wild Rivers Coordinator Lindsay Peterson organizes decontamination stations and watercraft inspections.
This is a completely free service, and we're happy to offer it.
Peterson says aquatic plants and animals can be particularly bad for both the local ecosystem and economy, especially in an area that relies on healthy lakes.
Fishing is really big in this area. It drives our tourist economy, especially in the Northwoods here. That's kind of a real basis for this area.
An area where species like zebra mussels can alter water chemistry with cascading effects.
Lake Mintonga, for instance, does have zebra mussels, which is one of the big big baddies when it comes to aquatic invasive species.
When invasive species move in, fish can get smaller, threatening a Northwoods economy largely dependent on people coming up here to fish.
Our lakes that are nice and pristine and healthy, we want to keep them that way.
The power washing station includes a boiler to heat up water and a pressure hose to flush away any dangerous flora and fauna.
We encourage people to wash and clean, drain, dry their boat every single time that they come off the water.
This weekend, many boats will be coming off the water for the season.
Labor Day is kind of that end of summer bash, right? If it is kind of your last time, getting off the water this year, definitely make sure that you're cleaning it thoroughly.
Lindsay said the Wild Rivers Invasive Species Coalition is always looking for more volunteers. To get involved, donate, or find a boat decontamination station near you, go to WRISC.org.
Very important. Thank you, Isabella.